Alrighty, so I am going to show you how to set up your APA paper. I'm just going to give you kind of the gist of what you should do. All right, so let's just start with the title of your paper. So when you go to pull up from Google Classroom your template, you are going to open this up. When you get to this, you're going to backspace out of this. All right, and it's already in bold. Then you're going to title your paper. So let's just call it The Story of My Life. All right, you title it whatever you want to title it. This has to stay in bold, and every, proper word, first letter is going to be capitalized unless it's one of the informal, words. So then you're going to go to your name and you're going to backspace out and you're going to put your name. I'm just going to use my daughter's name as an example. The next line stays the same. That is where, if you're in college, it's going to say the Department of, and then if it's, social studies, social sciences, math department, whatever it is. So for high school, it's going to stay this way. Department of Psychology, Eau Gallie High School. If this was for EFSC, it would say Department of maybe Social Sciences, and then it would say Eastern Florida State College. Then the PSY 2012, that is the course code, and then the name of the class is General Psych. And then the next line is going to be your teacher's name or your professor's name. That stays there. And then this next line, I already have it for you, so that'll stay the same. That is going to be the date that it is due. So for you guys, it's due October 14th. Even if you turn it in early, it still needs to stay October 14th because APA rules are, it has to be the date that it's due, not the day that you turn it in. So some teachers are very, they're sticklers for, it being perfect. All right, so again, I titled it generically. Oh, no, I did go back and I did retitle it correctly. So The Story of My Life. You just want to make sure that this title matches this title. I jumped ahead and did this. And then this is where your story begins. So I'm going to jump a little ahead and go to your references. Now we are going to go online and we're going to find a reference. So you are writing your paper about yourself and you have to use Erickson as an example because he is one of the leading theorists in psychosocial development. And since this is an Erickson paper, you need to find Erickson references. So we're going to go on to a search, and I already looked up one. So where did I find it? Erik Erikson. Okay. And I had already Googled, so I'm going to go back a little bit. But I Googled Erik Erikson psychosocial stages of development, and you can click on whatever you want to click on. So let's just go with the first thing we see, Very Well Mind. So you click on that, and it is going to bring up this article. Now, we can see that there is an author. So the author here is Kendra Cherry. You're always going to use their last name and then their first name. You can see that it is July 18th, 2021, that it was updated. You want to make sure that there is a date and you don't just put N period D period unless there is no date, but you can almost always find a date. So now you find this and you're like, okay, I'm going to write about the stage that I'm in right now, which, oh my gosh, why is this not working? It's not even scrolling anymore. No, why it got stuck, but it's stuck. Well, that's not cool. Oh, now it's back. All right. So you are, let's just say you're writing on the stage that you're in now, which is identity versus role confusion. And let's say you're talking about your life and maybe something that has happened in this stage. And then you read this and you're like, okay, well, wow, I can relate to what Erickson is saying. He is saying that, you know, these are the teenage years. This is when I'm building my sense of identity. This is when I'm finding out like who I really am and my independence and how I'm developing. And you're reading it and you're like, okay, well, wow, yeah, like this goes with me. You're not going to copy and paste it and then reference this because that would be incorrect. So you need to find out what you can identify with in here. And if you want, you could, sure, you can go copy it. So we're going to just do this. We're going to go copy. And then you're going to go back to your page, let's say, and let's just, you know, put it like right here. And then you hit paste. And you're not going to really do this. I'm just showing you how you would do this when you're writing it so that you don't get in trouble for any type of plagiarism. So, all right, so obviously this is in the wrong font, the wrong everything, but that's okay because you're not using this. All right. It's just, I don't know why it's dragging on, but it is. All right, so I had to pause it for a second because it was acting up. All right, so this is where you would begin. All right. Now, obviously, you're not going to keep that in there because that would be plagiarism. So you're going to start your paper by just saying, let's see. It's already tabbed for you too. You can just say, I am going to be writing about the current stage I am in right now and things that happened in my life that I can relate to regarding Erickson's theory. All right, so you haven't really stated anything about Erickson yet, so you don't have to cite right there. But the moment that you start citing or you start talking about things that you've read about, you have to cite immediately. You don't want to cite every time you use something, but you want to cite correctly. So now you're looking at this going, okay, according to Erickson, blah, 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 blah. You can't cite this because it's still plagiarized. You have to put this in your own words. So according to Erickson, our ego identity constantly changes due to new experiences and information we acquire in our daily interactions with others. As we have new experiences, we also take on challenges that can help or hinder the development of identity. So you put this in your own words and you just say, due to constant changes with our own identity. It's hard when I'm doing it like, you know, ad lib or whatever it's called. So due to constant changes with our own identity, we experience certain challenges along the way in our developmental journey. Now, do you see how I took these words and I didn't plagiarize and I tweaked it and I put it in my own words, but I still got the information from here. So I have to cite it. So now I just delete that out because I'm done with what I needed. And this is where I cite. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to see, all right, who is the author? The author of this is Kendra Cherry. So we go with her last name, and then the date, the year of publication is 2021. You'll learn this as you go along. So I have to cite her. So you put it in parentheses. Last name is Cherry, comma, it was 2021, parenthesis, period. Boom, there you go. So then space, and then you start talking. You're like, I had a difficult year that really affected my developmental stage path, right? That's in your own words. And then you're going to go on, and if you have to cite again, the next time you use, if you're using this author's thought, then you're going to cite again. But you don't have to cite every single time. And let's say you bounce around in this paragraph and you use another author. So let's just say, you're just talking about developmental issues arise as we get older. Let's just say you found that from an author and it was, let's go Miller 2020. Boom. All right. You can still have multiple authors in one paragraph. So anytime you get new information, you cite it. And again, it's not going to be every single time you write a sentence. Look at my template. Look at the example paper. Read that. Understand it. If you still don't get this, go outside. Look at YouTube videos about how to cite things. All right, so that's just a little blurb I'm giving you there. The most challenging part is doing the citation. So now you're going to go to this. And you're like, all right, well, how do I even cite this? If it's not like a peer-reviewed article and there's no like little button that says cite, that makes it really easy for you, then you go to the link up top and you highlight it and you're going to copy it. So we're going to wait for this and you go copy. Then we're going to go to citation machine, which is what I always use. You're going to go on there and it's going to say create citations, check your paper. You want to do create citations. After you do one citation, it's going to make you watch like a 30-second ad. So watch it. All right. So we got this reference from a website. So you're going to click on website. You want to make sure it's an APA format. So it should be an APA already. So the website, now we're going to go here and I'm going to right click and paste. So there's the website. All you have to do is click search. It's finding the source. It may find a few of them, and if it does, that's okay. You just want to make sure that you're using the correct one. It's thinking. All right, so understanding Erickson's stages of development, that is the author. So you want to make sure it's correct. So you hit cite. It's going to come up this with the URL and everything. It came from Very Well Mind, which is true. There's the date access. There's the date it was published. Sometimes you have to add it in yourself. So just make sure that you do. You're going to hit continue. And it's going to come up. here is the author. First name is Kendra. Last name is Cherry. It does it for you. You'll notice sometimes that it doesn't. The first name might be left out or the last name. So just make sure that everything is there. You got the title, the date of access, the name, perfect. So now you're going to click Complete Citation. And okay, so we have to watch a sponsored message and you're going to say, okay, fine. And then this, whatever, okay. Let's click your age. It doesn't always do that, but all right, fine. Watch it. Yay.
Once upon Nick Hollow's screen, throughout this month of Halloween, beware of all the freaky features. This month of Halloween, beware of all the freaky features knocking at your door.
I wish I could skip it, but I can't.
It's the trick-or-treating that you've been waiting for. And this horse is full of dangers. Lele's Magic's a game, and this horse is full of dangers. Lele's Magic's a game, so that I'll chill you to your
Now it's done. It says I'm done. Click to return to your, oh, I'm done. So now it's done. All right, let's go. APA 7. Boom. There's the citation. So you hover over it and it says copy citation. Click copy. Now you can go back. We don't need to check anything. Now you can go back to your paper and you're going to go, let's say right here, paste. And you're going to notice that, okay, it is not done correctly because it's single spaced, not double like this. You want to make sure that your paper is not all over the place. So what I do to make it easy when this happens is I just go backspace until, boom, it goes there. Then I hit enter one time and boom, it sets it up perfectly. You see? So now you really just had to go click back, and you're good. Now, what's the problem? If you're looking at this, what's the problem? Oh, the problem is it's not in alphabetical order now. But I only gave you this as a reference. Unless you're using the DSM, you're not going to keep this in here because you didn't use it. So now you can just take this, delete it, and now, boom, you start right here. So that is your reference. This you don't need anymore because I was just showing you as an example. Boom. So now you've got a reference and you're like, all right, perfect. If you have another reference, which you need at least 2, you're going to hit enter and then it's ready for you for another reference. You just want to make sure when you copy and paste it again, you see how it does that. You want to make sure that once your new reference is there, just click back like that, hit enter, and boom, sets it up for you. So now everything is uniform. You don't want to hit enter again because now you've got too much space and it just messed everything up. So make sure that it's like that. All right, so that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you how to set up your paper, how to kind of get it going. If you still need help, by all means, reach out to me. But this should give you, a good indicator of how to do it. I'm telling you that in college, they are not going to show you how to do this. They don't really even do this in high school, but I'm trying to help you guys get ahead of this. So check out my template, or not template, check out the paper I used as a reference from a former student, and you can kind of look at that as a guide. All right, so if you need anything else, all you got to do is ask, and I am done. That was 20 minutes. I'm done. Peace.